Hello, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 21 Ultimate Team Road to Glory. Episode number 94, and it's Monday everybody. I hope you're all having a good start to your week, the start of the Christmas week. Only a few days to go until the big day. So hopefully a lot of you are maybe now off work, off school, and you can sit back, relax and enjoy. If that is the case and you're feeling happy and festive and like you want to support me, if you're feeling supportive, smash that thumbs up button. The videos have been doing great lately. Thank you for that. 5,000 likes is your target. All right, that'll be amazing. Thank you so much for all of your support. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. So getting on into today's episode then, the first thing we need to do, since last night, obviously, we packed ourselves Baby Torres in the Icon pack. For those of you that did miss yesterday's videos, top corner. However, as you can see, yeah, it's been spoiled for you. We got ourselves Baby Torres. We need to just put everyone in the right position and make sure the squad is lining up as it should when we go into game. So Torres, I think I'm going to give a hunter and rather than a finisher. I think that's try and get as much pace and shooting out of him as possible, and we'll just deal with the fact that he's not going to be the most mobile player, but he should still be pretty good. And yeah, I think now we need to adjust the custom tactics just to show, like, or probably just to move players around, because as you can see, Marquinhos currently in cam. So gonna play João Felix at cam with Torres up front and Mane. So an old school and new school Liverpool strike force with Torres and Sadio Mane, and then actually really looking forward to using João Felix at cam again as well, with Renato Sanchez, Seedorf and Marquinhos as my midfielders, and a strong old defense too, and that defense is going to improve today as well. So the next thing we need to do is go through and complete, I don't know, just a couple of like FUT freeze challenges, loan FUT freeze players. I pretty much make sure I get all the loans as and when they happen. Don't forget, I'm a few days ahead of you guys. So like right now we'll unlock a couple of them, but there'll probably be a couple more that I can get my hands on as well. But yeah, make sure you get them if you are, I mean, they're useful, right? They're super cheap for the loan cards, and they're going to come in handy for FUT friendlies, for icon swaps in the next season, and all of that type of stuff. So you might as well get hold of them. Just don't use them in the main game, or make sure you leave at least one contract on them, and you'll be all good. We get a little Politano. I mean, I always struggle with attackers in the Serie A. So now I've got like a really usable one that I can use in friendlies, and we're all good. Yeah, and hopefully at some point I'll get like a lone Cristiano Ronaldo, maybe at Team of the Year. I don't know. Is he getting in? I have no idea who's in and who's out and who deserves what this year. But we also get ourselves the lone Wan-Bissaka. It would be nice to eventually get the chance to use him. But talking of centre-backs in the Prem, I am going to buy Van Dijk again. 218k. I feel like that's a good price for a 90 rated Virgil Van Dijk. So in the attempt for me to not use the two sweatiest defenders in the game, Joe Gomez and Varane, I will be buying and using Virgil van Dijk, who is a top tier expensive centre-back, right? Going to be using him. Hopefully he'll be epic as well, alongside Raphael Varane. I'm very excited with how my defense has panned out. You know, it's super strong now, obviously. And for those of you that want to see like what I do with my instructions, or my tactics and stuff, there you go. And how I play with my team and the overall like instructions on each player and stuff. I'm actually going to switch Torres back to mixed attack because I like Mane to get in behind, and then I kind of like my right striker to just sort of be there and make different runs. Sometimes hold back a little bit as well. Essentially, one centre mid, the left centre mid, I tell to stay back. The right centre mid, I leave on balanced. CDM, I actually tell to drop between the defenders, and then I have stay back while attacking on my fullbacks. So I really do attack narrow. I don't let them fullbacks up. I don't use them in my attack. I just play 1-2s in the midfield and attack, and that's how we do it. And then, of course, yeah, we're putting the Liverpool kit on because we are rocking a past and present Liverpool strike force today. And we've just bought Virgil van Dijk as well. And then we'll stick the a Real Madrid kit on just as a secondary kit to contrast against the red. And, of course, Torres and was a Real Madrid attacker, and also we have Varane and stuff, so that's why we've got the Real Madrid aspect in there. And we have a Beckham on our bench, or at least in the reserve somewhere. Maybe I should try and use him as a super sub or something, but I've probably just got better players in all honesty. I'd like to maybe start him at some point though. We'll work on that. Next up then is going to be marquee matchups from Thursday night. I wanted to obviously... These were super easy, all right? You know, sometimes you have like maximum players from one league too, and you need to get loads of different links from different leagues. This was not the case. This was literally kind of like, if you can, just use a one league squad, make it simple for yourself, try and use untradables where you can, and you're golden. So I pretty much just did that. Didn't really think about it. Probably used a couple of players that were a little bit more expensive than I should have. Like I think in this one I've got multiple Chelsea and West Ham players. It's just what I had in my club for the Prem, so we've used it. And it doesn't really bother me because I don't think they went up a huge amount or anything. But yeah, I do always like to get marquee matchups in there because they are tradable packs. You never know what you're going to get. I mean, for me, this series, has my best packed player still been Eden Hazard? I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. In terms of like value, he was like 130 when we packed him. He's fodder now, of course, and we don't have him anymore. But I guess maybe like Clarence Seedorf, he was like a 700k player, but that was in an icon pack, so I'm not sure you can really count that. Maybe you can. I don't know. And then Red Wilfred Zaha is more expensive than Hazard. So we haven't had like a Neymar or Mbappe or anything this year. Like what, you know, last year we obviously got Hazard when he was like 500k. So yeah, what else did we pack? We packed like a tradable Vieri, or was that the year before? I can't actually remember. I've had a lot of good packs in the past, and I feel like we've done really well again this year, but we just haven't had one of those like super top tier ones. You know, like packing yourself a Neymar or an Mbappe, which would have been like 1,000,000 coins or whatever. We get ourselves a little UCL boards, and as it's a UCL boards, it can literally be an 80 rated player, and it is 80 rated laner. Not what you wanted, but hey, anyway, we move on. I got excited for a minute there that I was going to get a nice 85 rated card or something. And then down to the mega pack, the final and best pack from marquee matchups. It's not going to be a walkout, but it is going to be guaranteed board there. As you can see, we get a Mexican right winger from Los Angeles, and of course that is going to be Carlos Vela, 83 overall. Not great, not terrible. Do we get anything else in the pack? There's 9 duplicates. I can't remember if there was any more boards or not. But I get rid of what I can get rid of. Oh no, it just goes straight down to 80 rated. St. Max is worth over 3k though, so I'll make sure I'll offload him as well and get the money for that. Next up then, another FUT Freeze challenge. This time, I think it was for a tradable pack, but I don't think the tradable pack was very good. Because when they do the untradable packs, the packs are better. When they do the tradable ones, they're pretty naff. They're pretty terrible. Oh no, this was for a rare gold pack untradable. Ignore me for the last 20 seconds. But a 25k pack. So probably only going to get 3 or 4 players here. No walkout, but we do get boards this time. And from the boards, we are going to get ourselves a little Argentine striker. Oh, God, we've got him like 1,700 times in my quick sell recovery. So that is a duplicate untradable. There's just no doubt about it. It's Gonzalo Higuain. But I'll take the white PSG kit. I'll take the Barca badge. And also a Man City centre-back is never a bad thing to get just for future SBCs down the line. And yeah, I mean, in my eyes, that's classed as somewhat of a... I mean, it's like an alright. It's a bit of a dub. It's not nothing major though, is it? And it's finally time. I know it's Monday, guys, but it's finally time for me to start my weekend league. I will do weekend league for the next couple of videos, and then of course we'll scoot ahead to like rewards and stuff over the Christmas period. But this has been... It's been so useful, by the way. Just off topic for a minute. It's been so useful for me to get ahead on videos because, you know, at Christmas time, there's like... You need to find the extra hour here to wrap a couple of presents, and then you need to do this and do that. Like, Christmas time is just busy, and especially like December for a content creator is always a crazy time. I need to make sure the content is there for you guys whilst you're, you know, off on holidays and stuff, so that you've got something to watch and all of that. And yeah, it's just like a pretty manic time. I know Christmas is going to be different this year with all the rules and restrictions and whatnot, but hey, 1 year and we can then move on to hopefully big celebrations next year. Let's hope anyway. But it's been so useful getting ahead on these videos, and obviously by doing all of those different packs, the 83 25 pack, the 85 5 pack, the Icon SBC pack, all of that stuff has been very beneficial just for me to like time manage my stuff. So for any of you that are interested in how I do things and stuff, it's been so useful over the last few days just to have that little bit of extra time, and then maybe do a couple of like filming sessions at once, or I film a couple of videos at the same time. And then just dedicate like 5 or 6 hours to playing so that I can get all the content that I need, and then going into editing for another 6 hours. It's a fairly long old process, but of course I absolutely love it. Of course I do. I love my job. It's awesome. I turned a hobby into a job, and I'm pretty proud and happy about that. It'd be just nice to get 500,000 subs, won't it? Come sometime next year. I don't think we're going to get it in the very near future, but we are, of course, just like 8,000 or 9,000 away at this point in time. So 4-1 up in this game. This one's going perfectly for me. We get through with Mane again. We just chip this one over the goalkeeper. I'm really impressed with my attack off the rip this weekend. Torres, yeah, I mean, early impressions of him are that he is a heavy player, I would say. He's not like absolutely rapid. The way I would feel about him is that he kind of feels like how I imagine like a Drogba would feel. Like I don't expect this Torres to be like lightning quick or have crazy agility and stuff, because I can see his stats in game and I know exactly what he's like. He's also 6'1", and he feels like he's got a bit of strength about him. He feels like he can pull his weight quite well, which is going to be handy in some of those like 50-50s against the defender, where sometimes you can just get that luck factor and just barge the shoulder and then carry on running through and get the goal that way. I do feel like he's a bit of a club foot. Like he's got a really hefty shot behind him, which is obviously quite good when you're shooting across the goalkeeper to get loads of power behind it. And I do also feel like I can still shoot on the weak foot as well. The 4-star weak foot feels very accurate to me, and it should be with the Hunter Chem style on it, right? So far so good for Torres. He's not only been like a goal scorer, but he's also been creating and assisting goals for the club as well, which you love to see. And also, even though he's like old man Torres, he's got his like younger days, like crazy white boots, and then the long blonde hair and stuff. Like it looks like the Torres, like a prime Torres in my opinion. So yeah, he definitely doesn't look like old man Torres, that's for sure, which also is quite cool, that he does look like that, even though his card design doesn't necessarily, because this is from when he was back at Atletico in like 2015, right? But yeah, I've been tracking my scores and my goals scored and stuff on that new app that everyone's talking about, Foot Track or whatever it is, made by one of my friends actually, Ben from the podcast. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way for me to link it. You just need to go in the App Store and stuff if you want to check it. But yeah, I use Foot Track. It's not sponsored or anything, but yeah, Foot Track seems to be a pretty cool way for us to, instead of writing stuff into Excel spreadsheets, which I've got bored of lately, I just like tap goal, tap assist, and take a picture of the highlights and or like the stats of the game, and it just knocks it all up in there for you. Tells you how much like your average possession is, your average goals per game, your record, all of that stuff, and who's your top scorer and that. It's pretty good. Recommend it. Like I said, not sponsored, but give it a go. So we're 3-2 up in this game right here, and Hazard gets through just before half-time to make it 3-3. And then De Bruyne knocks it through to that main man, Bernardo Silva, who turns out is a very good player. This guy was like really good at dribbling and stuff. Yeah, that was a lucky goal, but whatever. He should have scored the first shot, right? And it just goes from bad to worse in this game. I can't believe it. I'm like literally 3-0. And then all of a sudden, I lose a game 6-3, where I really don't think it should have been that way. However, the stats don't look great in my favour. My opponent did make lots of good opportunities. So 3-0, unbeaten, to 3-1, and then we come up against Neymar, Marquinhos. This is an OP team. I mean, that defence, obviously, with Varane, with Mendy, with Gomez and Semedo, that is the classic defence, isn't it? I am not sweaty like that. I use Varane and, I use Van Dijk. I do use Varane. I use Van Dijk and Bellerin. That's nowhere near as sweaty as Joe Gomez and Semedo, right? Obviously. So my soul is pretty cleansed. It's not an issue. I'm definitely not a sweat. I don't even know if I believe me at this point. I've got an untradeable Varane. What can I do? I've got to use him, right? It's a road to glory. Anyway, we go 1-0 down in the next match. But a beautiful ball over from Torres and then another header from João Felix. That's the second one he scored for me this weekend league. Which is nice to know that I can actually win aerial battles with like him. And I would imagine I would be able to with Torres as well. But Torres is off later on in the game and we're in extra time here. Alessandrini does manage to get a goal. And I don't know, man. This game was one that I thought I was going to lose from the get-go, just the way he played at the start of the match. But then I really felt like I took control, and I felt like I deserved the win. Like, I don't know how the ball in this situation hasn't ended up going in. And the worst thing about it is that even here, we lose it again, and he goes on the counter-attack, and you know exactly what's going to happen. And this guy also did send me a message at the end of the game. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Neymar knocks it through. Obviously, he got a great ball. And then little Zaha goal. He's got a red Zaha. I've got a red Zaha. We go into sudden death in the penalty shootout. My opponent scores his penalty, so it's all down to me. Can I score this one to level it out and keep on going? Or will I completely bottle it and actually hit the penalty wide? That is so unlike me. I'm normally pretty calm in penalty shootouts. But yeah, I end up losing that one. So we go from 3-0 to 3-2. And he messaged me after saying, GG's, you deserved the win in that game. And I was like, but you didn't give it to me, did you? Yeah, whatever, anyway. So 3-2. Obviously not a great start in my eyes. I like to go 5-0 or 4-1. But 3-2, we'll just accept it. At least we've got more wins than losses. João Felix obviously got, well, I mean, some of those goals and assists were probably from squad battles, but he still had a really positive goal-to-game ratio for me, even last week before I played squad battles, right? But 6 goals, 7 assists for Torres in the 7 games. It shows that he's providing as well as scoring the goals for us. Quite liking him so far. And then obviously loving the fact that I've got like Atal and Alessandrini on the bench that I can bring on and really make a difference later on in the game when I need that extra boost of pace. Can bring that old man Torres off and then and bring the extra speedy players on to try and make a difference. But that's going to be the end of today's episode, boys. 3-2 in the weekend league so far. I will skip through quite a lot of it and get lots of games played in like tomorrow's episode and stuff. But yeah, thank you for watching. Smash that thumbs up button. As we approach Christmas, I'd love to see that 5,000 likes actually happen every single day. A lot of the time, you guys just about miss the target. But if we can get 5k likes every day, that will really make me happy for the Christmas period. Thank you for watching. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. I thank you for that. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below, everyone. Take it easy, stay safe and healthy, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.